With the most in-depth high school football coverage in Green Country, Fox 23 presents Tulsa Tech High School Football Tonight.
It's playoff time for Oklahoma high school football. Who's moving on to the next round and who's packing up and going home? Fox 23 was there for the big play spread across a dozen games in Green Country. Bringing you the most high school football coverage on TV in the state. It's a great time to be a football fan. The playoffs are here in the high school football ranks. Every game counts now. Win in advance or lose and go home. Fox 23 has you covered for the first week of the postseason. Martina Del Bonte is live at the game of the week. Booker T at Broken Arrow, and Andrew Carter is live at a big-time Class 4A matchup, Catoosa Cascia Hall. But we start with Martina and the 6th-ranked Hornets against the number 4 Tigers. Martina?
Yeah, Nathan, tonight's game between the two were supposed to be a big offensive matchup. A lot of the guys with Cordell Grundy for Booker T and Coleman Key for Broken Arrows is supposed to be a shootout out here. But unfortunately, it was Booker T that had the losing end. Booker T heading to Broken Arrow for round 1 of high school football at Memorial Stadium. Booker T's first possession of the game, and Cordell Grundy scrambling, trying to find something. And he gets picked off by Devin Johnson, who will run it back for the pick 6. 10-0 now. Jamal Shaw from 15 yards out puts this one in the end zone. Broken Arrow goes up 17-0. And how about Austin Reed? The speedster takes this punt and runs it back 73 yards for the touchdown. Nobody is around to stop as he races to the goal line. But Booker T, they're not going away. Deonta Owens on a 2nd and 2 takes the handoff and runs it into the end zone. That'll cut the lead 34-14. Your final score is 44-14. Broken Arrows, they advance to the second round of the playoffs. Now, I caught up with Coach Spavital afterwards. Here's his thoughts on the game.
We had to just take every rep, every step we need to take. It had to be real crucial because this is a really tough football team, very talented, and we had to try to control it somehow. Any win in the playoffs is fantastic. You know, I mean, I just feel so good right now and so proud of our young men for what they did because that's a big win for us right there.
And like Coach Spav said, any win in the playoffs is a big win. Now, I was talking to Coleman Key, and he told me that it was the very first play of the game, that pick 6, that definitely set the tone for the Tigers. We'll hear from him later on in this show. Live here from Broken Arrow, Martina Del Bonte, Fox 23 Sports.
2 other area teams are squaring off on the other side of the Class 6A playoff bracket. Top-ranked Jinx hosting Owasso. The Trojans are perfect 10-0 on the season. They're riding a 21-game winning streak over the last 2 seasons and beat Owasso 45-28 earlier this year. Rams are definitely facing a tough test at Hunter Dwelly Field tonight. Scoreless in the first quarter. Cooper Nunley to Kalen McDavid here. That's good for a 14-yard gain. After converting on 4th and 4, Trojan running back Trent Tabor, he scores from 4 yards out, 7-0 Jinx. Still the first quarter. Check out this play. Gabe Neff scrambles to his right, buys some time, goes downfield, hits Bryce Colt. He makes a nice catch, and he's gone. 55 yards for the score. We're all tied up at 7. Second quarter now. Cooper Nunley finds Kalen McDavid once again. He breaks a tackle and tiptoes down the sideline. 35-yard touchdown. Jinx up 14-7. The Trojans win a close one to advance, 14-10, the final score. Second-ranked Union at home taking on Sapulpa. The Redskin fans excited, the team giving them good reason to beat Tyler Atkins with a nice 9-yard run for a score. The U up 14-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter, this time it's Colby Evans with the TD run, Union up 21-7. But the Chieftains staying close. Sam Gotch with the strike to Austin Smith, juggling 13-yard TD catch. Sapulpa down 21-14. Under a minute left in the first half, Mason Farquhar can't find anyone to throw it to, so he just runs it himself. That's a 5-yard score. Redskins up 28-14 at the half, and Union goes on to win 63-21. Sand Springs versus Westmore in a top 10 showdown. It's the first time the Sandites have hosted a playoff game in 16 years. Bryson Lee with the pass to John Lookout for the TD. Westmore up 10-0. Still the second quarter. Bryson Lee hands it off this time. Tyron Hardrick goes 2 yards for the score. 17-zip Jaguars. 45 seconds left in the first half. Cody Hale passes it to Trey Betts. Nice catch here by Betts despite the pass interference, 45-yard gain. 2 plays later, 10 seconds left. Cody Hale looking around, finds that man again, Trey Betts. Another good catch right here, this time for a touchdown. Sand Springs only down 17-10, but the Sandites end up losing 31-10. An interesting Class 5A matchup, Bishop Kelly at Collinsville. The Comets are used to success in the postseason. Cardinals are not. They haven't won a playoff game in more than a decade, but it's Collinsville that's got the momentum tonight. The Cardinals are riding a 6-game winning streak. Bishop Kelly has lost 3 of its 4. Let's start off in the first quarter, which is usually a good place to start. Comet ball. Ryan Martin keeps it himself. Gets the first down, but Kelly would not score on that drive. Collinsville's turn, but not for long. The Cardinals with the ball right here, but they cough it up. Bishop Kelly falls on it. Big turnover there for the Comets. Now it's finally time for some scoring. Thomas Bingham, he gets past the goal line and onto the painted grass. Kelly up 7-zip. Collinsville ball. Cardinals trying to answer back. Zane McElroy passes it to Austin Roberts to set up a 1st and goal, but the Cardinals couldn't get into the end zone on that drive. Collinsville, though, still wins the game 21-14. Sky took on the road at Pryor tonight. First quarter, Brennan Barth, he's had a great season, continues it tonight. 20-yard touchdown, fighting off tacklers. Pryor up 7-0. Sky took, answers back. They only get 3 instead of 7 on this one. It's a field goal. Laban Fisher, 15-yarder. Pryor still up 7-3. Second quarter, it's Brendan Barth. Once again, this time it's a 2-yard score. The Tigers are up 14-3. Pryor goes on to win this one 27-22. Staying in Class 5A, third-ranked McAllister hosted East Central. McAllister wins big, 76-28. They are on the road, or they will host Carl Albert next week. Claremore on the road at fourth-ranked Shawnee. Claremore falls 42-14. The best matchup in Class 4A tonight might be Cascia Hall. The Commandos versus Catoosa in a top 10 showdown. Fox 23's Andrew Carter is live out at Father Hamrill Field. Andrew, these two teams have historically had a lot of playoff success.
Cascia Hall has 5 state titles, 3 of them since the year 2007, but tonight wasn't going to be an easy game. Catoosa went to the state semifinals in 2010 and 2011, so they are a proven team. But with that said, the Commandos have not lost an opening round game since 2002, so something had to give tonight. Let's see if that happened. First quarter, the Indians already up 7-0 and looking to extend the lead on the road. The handoff to Hagen Harrison, also known as Ombre Awesome. Catoosa leads 14-0 midway through the first, and on the ensuing kickoff, the Indians pooch kick it, and it's going to pay off. The recovery is made by junior Nathan Verano, and Catoosa is going for the punch in the gut early. Few plays later, Caleb Wilsey with the nifty run outside the pocket throws a perfect ball to Trey Harvey. Cascia Hall stunned at home, down 21-0. And it's still the first quarter, folks, but Cascia Hall wouldn't back down, needing points badly. Michael Bloomfield steps back and throws a beautiful spiral to the other guy in blue, Dabba-dee-dabba-die, Reese Lambert, pulling the Commandos within 2 touchdowns. But in the second quarter, more scoring for Catoosa. Another touchdown run for Harrison. He extends the lead to 28-7. And just when you think there's no hope, Cascia Hall hands it off to Camden Ciccini, who cashes in on the delayed handoff, running all over the place like Bat Kid. 85 yards to be exact, keeping the Commandos in the game, making it 28-14. The question is, does anyone want to play defense tonight? Well, apparently the answer to that question is yes. Cash Knuckles, you heard me, Cash Knuckles gets the sack on third down. I could say that name all night. His sack would lead to this fumble on the punt. That would go out of the end zone for a safety, and it was party time for the Catoosa Indians and their fans. 43-14 was your final. Catoosa completely runs away from the Cascia Hall Commandos, led by Caleb Wilsey, the quarterback, along with Hagen Harrison at running back, scoring multiple touchdowns. After the game, Coach Meyer talked about how proud he was of his squad.
It is special, you know. They put us out right here same time last year, so it's pretty sweet to come in here and get a victory. I'm proud of our kids. They played well.
So there you have it. He's proud of his kids, and they move on, and they beat the Cassia Hall Commandos in a first round. First time, as I said, since 2002 that the Commandos go down in the opening round. Along with opening rounds, how about let's keep fans in the stands going? You know, it started in the beginning of the year, but we're going to keep it going throughout the playoffs. If you guys want to send in your photos and your videos from first round action, make sure to do that at phototeam@fox23.com or drop them off on my Facebook or Twitter. Nathan, back to you.
Wagner's had a dominant season in Class 4A, ranked number 1 in the state, a perfect 10-0 on the year. Bulldogs have beaten every opponent except for one by at least 14 points. Fort Gibson will try to change that tonight. Off the Odom Field we go. Fort Gibson's first possession. John Tarones tackled hard by KJ Lee. Ball is loose. Deshaun Clark recovers it for the Bulldogs. And that turnover would lead to this. Lawrence Evans, he's good at football. 58-yard run into the land of points. Wagner on top, 7-0. Tigers ball now, first and goal on the 3. John Tarones fumbles again, this time Wyatt Probst. He recovers it for Wagner. More Bulldog offense coming up after that fumble. I told you Lawrence Evans is good at football. Here's more visual proof. 80-yard touchdown run. Wagner up 14-zip, and the top-ranked Bulldogs going to win 28-7. Staying in Class 4A, Oologah hosting Sallisaw. Second quarter, Peyton Craig tossing it up, intercepted by Sinew Rodriguez. Oologah still up 7-3 though. Second quarter, Peyton Craig passing again, not intercepted this time. Braden Despain with the 8-yard TD catch and more. Oologah up 14-3 after the long touchdown catch. Second quarter, Mustang ball again. Jimmy McKinney busted 31 yards for the score. Oologah wins the game 28-17. Cleveland Tigers on the road at Poteau. Poteau wins 48-7. They'll take on Clinton next week in the second round. Fourth-ranked Metro Christian is a perfect 10-0 in the season. The Patriots try to make it 11-0 tonight against Okmulgee. That plus expert analysis from Austin Chadwick, and we take a look at the Class 6A quarterfinal schedule.